Hi, my name is Brian Carroll, and I'm going to be focusing on how do you get better at reading emotions. So at Marcumpa, we are where marketing and sales meets empathy. And so I focus and I know what it's like right now. We're in fourth quarter. For sales, this is crazy busy time. It's go time. You might be feeling anxious. You might feel excitement. You might be feeling overwhelmed. You could be feeling all those things. And so the challenge is how do we actually get better at reading other people's emotions? So we know emotional intelligence is important, but how do we get better? Well, the thing to do that is we got to overcome three things. First of all, our own biases and preferences, where we say, if I were this person, how would I feel? If I were in this situation, how would I think? To get to that point, though, we got to do two things. We got to overcome the chemicals in our brain. And when I mean chemicals, I'm talking about adrenaline, talking about cortisol, because those things actually can help us, but they also can hurt us when it comes to reading other people's emotions. And then finally, we got to improve our own awareness about our own emotions. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you three things you can do right now, today, at this moment, to get better at reading people's emotions. So first, it is listening to your heartbeat. And why listen to your heartbeat? Well, scientists found, for whatever reason, and so while I'm speaking, I want you to do the same thing. Put your hand on your chest right now. Feel your heartbeat if you can. If you're in a place you can do this safely. So put your hand on your chest. Feel your heartbeat, and I'm going to tell you why it's important. Scientists and researchers found when we sense our heartbeat inside our chest, and now take your hand away, still continue to feel your heartbeat. When you can feel your heartbeat for whatever reason, it increases our ability to sense another person's emotion. They're doing research on why. Here's what I know. It works. So do that before sales calls, before meetings, before phone calls. Whenever you're going to relate to another person and you know you need to read them better, get present. And I think this works because when I feel what's happening inside me, it puts me in a space of awareness so I can be able to connect to someone else. All right. Second thing, third ear listening. So number two, third ear listening. What do I mean by that? I'm not talking about active listening. I'm not talking about just listening to understand. What this is deeper listening. This is actually going to the space of being able to listen to not just what's being said to understand. Stephen Covey said, listen to understand, not reply. That's good. I'm talking about this is the kind of listening that therapists and psychologists and psychiatrists use to understand more of what's happening inside another person. Your goal is to understand another person's feelings and perspective. So you're asking yourself, why are they saying what they're saying? What's the emotion behind that? What are they feeling? You're paying attention as you do this listening to body language, also micro expressions in the face, these subtle things. And there's more work here to be done, but third ear listening is powerful. And I'm going to give you some other resources to improve your skill using this. Finally, read more fiction. Yeah. When I talk about reading more fiction, you can read it for enjoyment, but here's why it works. It allows you, and you can also watch films or plays as well. It allows us to step out of our own lives and immerse ourselves in the lives of other people. So we learn how to read emotions by seeing another person's perspective. Actors are masters at experiencing emotions. Method acting is putting yourself in a space of actually physically, biologically experiencing that emotion. So this is why actors are brilliant at communicating those feelings. It's because they literally are feeling them. When you read a story, when you're reading fiction, when you're reading a novel, you're developing that same skill to actually, you can experience those feelings, you can experience those thoughts, and that improves your ability and your emotional intelligence. So those are the three things we talked about. Number one, listen to your heartbeat. Third ear listening, and then reading more fiction, getting into the story, getting outside your perspective. Now I want to leave you with some follow-up tools so you can dive deeper. I'm going to give you 4 books that are going to make a powerful difference in your selling ability, and they have absolutely nothing to do with sales, but when you read them, you'll see how They help you improve your ability in many ways. The first is The Lost Art of Listening by Michael Nichols. The second is Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. Kahneman really understood how people think, how we make decisions, and work there. Chris Voss wrote Never Split the Difference. It's a brilliant book about negotiation, but it's all about using tactical empathy. And then finally, Descartes' Error. So by Antonio Damasio, who's a famous neuroscientist. And he showed that we aren't thinking machines that feel, we're feeling machines that think. So all of this, that when you can read people's emotions better, why it matters, it's going to allow you to actually help you sell better because we make our decisions emotionally. That's what neuroscience showed. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope this makes a powerful difference in your business and your day. And I hope that you feel more equipped to actually read people's emotions. Thanks.